Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Hey everyone checking in on the sector, congrats again to the bulls, all-time highs for WEED. Not going to really go over my specific trades as much because I am scalping with large positions, so being a lot more protective. I have swung the past two nights. I did not swing tonight. We saw the initial start of profit taking in the short term. That's just enough to have me want a fresh clean slate tomorrow. I can play it bullish or bearish depending on what we see set up. And of course the key resistance that we're going to be watching is that all-time high of 48.41. So checking into the shorter term time frames, the 5-minute time frame, we had a beautiful higher low pattern, and I was very comfortable with a large position, and I would just stop out if the 5-minute higher low lost. So I rode that up into the end of the day and then exited at the end of the day with all that volatility. So all in all, if you zoom out the hourly time frame, that's very healthy consolidation, and we hardly have even begun consolidation. So sideways trading right now. Every single day that we see continuation and a new all-time high, that obviously is a point in favor of the bulls. So 48.41 and then 49 psychological is the next level we're going to be watching. And if the bulls break 48.41 first thing tomorrow morning, we're going to be looking for follow through. We have two very clear levels. The key support is 47.16, the low of that consolidation. If 47.16 were to break, and that level has come into play, that level came into play so many times today. Watch 47.16. 1, 2, it was resistance for a while, double top of resistance right here. Anyways, if that level is lost, that will be notable. So if we don't break the all-time high and we lose 47.16, we're going to be looking for further consolidation, and that will set up a top fishing play where shorts enter and then they exit if we hit a new all-time high. If we break bullish, obviously the bulls are maintaining control and we're going to look for continuation. So again, I'm going to take it as a fresh, clean slate. Usually we get a setup in the first 15 minutes of what is going on, and this is just the 2-minute time frame. Today it was a very clear bull break, actually a quick flush first thing and then a bull break, but look at this really nice tight pattern that led to continuation with some nice upside. So that alone is a worthwhile trade if trading with bigger positions and looking for just smaller scalp trades, again, shorter term time frames. But if you're longer term, the daily chart is all bull. And as long as it's riding the upper Bollinger Band, I don't have the upper Bollinger Band on this chart, but as long as it's above the upper Bollinger Band, that can be your trailing stop. Again, you can say to yourself, I will hold this position as long as we close above the upper Bollinger Band, and that would keep you in this trade. We also have daily higher lows every day for the past 3, 6, 7 days. So that could be another scenario. You say, as long as we set a higher low every single day, I keep in this swing trade. So we're going to be looking for healthy consolidation when it begins on the daily time frame. We'll see it first on the hourly with the loss of hourly higher lows, and then we'll look for a daily higher low to form, maybe pulling back into the low $40 range, but bulls still in full control overall, tons of volume behind this move, and we'll see what we get tomorrow in terms of the open, and the reaction to the all-time high first thing is what I'm going to be keeping an eye out for. So one thing I want to point out is correlations, the correlation to the SP 500. And you might be thinking, well, you know, WED and the Canadian MJ sector is doing their own thing with all this hype on the vote, and not so much. Look at SPY on the 5-minute time frame, and look at the similarities here. And it was really, you can see it on the 1-minute time frame, but a sell-off after the open. We saw a bounce right around the same time, little pullback again. WED is definitely more bullish in the correlation. You can see SPY pulled back more, but it was still a pullback. Then we headed back up. We got a new high of the day where SPY did not. So again, we are more bullish. The correlation certainly favors the WED bulls, but when we see weakness in the S&P 500, that's when we were seeing consolidation today in WED. And let's just zoom in, zoom in on the 1-minute time frame to see a bit more clearly. Again, just choppy stair steps up, pull back together, continuation, pull back together at the end of the day. So if you are a short-term day trader, you need to be watching WED, you need to be watching CGC, because there are times where we hit a psychological CGC resistance and we pull back in WED, and I think today was 46.62 is where we stopped out, maybe 47.62, where we topped out temporarily, and it was because of a large ask on CGC. And then you need to be watching SPY. Those are the 3 things you should be watching if you are short-term trading. If you're longer-term trading, doesn't matter as much. Definitely worth being aware of what the overall market is doing though. So ACB on the daily time frame, nice big bull break for continuation here as well, 1022. Good sign getting that out of the way. Look at the lack of resistance in this area now because we were pulling back significantly back in April and May, or I should say March and April. So the next resistance after 1053, if the bulls see continuation, I'm looking at 1077. And after 1077 will be 11 psychological. And RSI, I'm not really looking at as much in this scenario because obviously everybody's correlated to WEED in my opinion. And WEED and Blue Sky Breakout can see less. RSI is less of a factor. The RSI can get a lot more extended when you're in Blue Sky Breakout. So that means, in my opinion, that the correlation with these other names can make these other names' RSI levels get overextended as well. So ACB 4-hour time frame, you look back historically, we don't stay over 80 long on the 4-hour time frame. We see big spikes over it, and we could still see some follow through because we have seen bigger spikes, but those are met with sharp pullbacks to cool that hourly or that 4-hour RSI off. So just being aware that we are getting towards extended levels. Not there quite yet, but getting pretty close. I would say another green day if we make our way into the upper $10 range tomorrow, then that RSI on the 80 or on the 4-hour time frame is going to be, approaching the mid to upper 80s where we do historically pull back. So that is worth keeping an eye on, but the bulls are in full control. Hourly high or low established at the end of the day. So everybody's going to have this key support and key resistance, the high of the day resistance and the low of afternoon consolidation as support. So 1029 is support that the bulls want to maintain first thing. And of course, in the first 5 minutes of trading, we see tons of volatility. So it's entirely possible that we see a bull break and then a quick flush right back down and start consolidation and profit taking, or that we see a bear break and a V-shaped recovery, which is what happened in WEED today, profit taking first thing and then a V-shaped recovery. So keep in mind that we are very fast moving in this area because of WEED's lack of price history. And there are definitely fake outs in both directions, so just remain protective. Have your game plan established before the open. That is the biggest tip that you can have because otherwise you are going to be reacting emotionally to these wild swings, and that's going to throw you off of your game plan. APH on the daily time frame did get a bull break, so we had this equilibrium pattern setting up, and this is a notable bull break over 1304 and 1314. So the bulls now have, again, a lack of resistance in this area due to the dump in March. We've got resistance of 1341 and 14 psychological are the next two levels. 4-hour RSI here getting extended. Again, you look back historically, we do see these quick spikes and then quick pullbacks to cool them off. So we're getting up towards the 80 level, not as overbought on APH as ACB and WEED. And just for reference, WEED's 4-hour RSI is right at 80. And we have gotten over this level plenty of times in Blue Sky Breakout. So we can definitely anticipate, or I should say we can definitely see another day of upside tomorrow. That is entirely possible. We are not too overextended for that to happen. Just be aware that when the temporary top is hit, we are likely to pull back 5% real quickly. So APH, hourly, end of the day. Again, most of this analysis is the same, but at the end of the day, the hourly support, 1297, is our support level, and the resistance is going to be the high of the day up at 1320 first thing tomorrow morning. So we have nice little ranges to be watching first thing tomorrow morning into the open. Cron had a very strong day, percentage leader today in terms of the gain, but we still have a resistance nearby. That's at 1056. If we break 1056, we're looking at 1097 is the next level. We're not overbought on really any time frames here. The least amount of RSI, I should say the least overextended RSI out of the four. So hourly high or low here established at the end of the day at 1011, and resistance is up at 1044 and then that 1056 level. So use those hourly time frames for the support and resistance. If we lose that support, we look down to the next one. And again, volume's very telling because we can see WED look on the 5-minute time frame today. Aside from the first 5 minutes, here we are, here's today, or the first 1 minute really, we could tell that any consolidation was declining volume. And then we did see a little increase in volume here, but that was because there's a lower wick, and that was the low, and the bulls were bouncing and following through. Increasing bull volume, decreasing bear volume, decreasing bear volume, increasing bull volume on the new leg up. And then we started to see some decent bear volume at the end of the day. That's the first sign of real profit taking that we've seen in the last, 2 days in terms of just really fast, rapid movement. But again, use the volume profile as your guide, increasing bull volume, decreasing bear volume. As long as that's happening, the bulls are maintaining full control. So again, congrats to the bulls, and have your game plan established before the bell rings. We'll see how it goes down tomorrow. Again, I'm all cash going into tomorrow. I'll play it in either direction. CGC didn't have shares available to short on Fidelity today, so I am going to be potentially shorting MJ. We'll see. But it'll be with just for short-term flips, little scalps. Again, I'm not going to stand in front of these bulls too long in any bearish positions, and I will certainly go for bullish flips as well if we do see continuation. Thanks again. We'll see you soon.